Hello, everybody. Welcome to our second installment of the Yeti Cave Radio Show. I'm Alex Nicholas.
And I'm Max Willis.
First off, let's wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. Max, got any plans? Anything exciting going on?
Dinner. That's about it.
Yeah, it's about it. It's another lonely one. Save myself some money, but let's get to some hockey talk here. For the Avalanche, they had one game before the break that we didn't talk about. It was a 5-2 win over the Islanders. And Matthew Shane continues his pod streak, 2 goals, first start of the game. He's got 50 points in 55 games. So I think he's continuing an impressive career, but he was scratched for Canada in the first game of the Olympics. Did that surprise you?
No. I mean, he did not surprise me at all because if you look at the list of talent, he was the kind of the odd man out there. There was him and PK Subban were the two guys that I kind of felt from the beginning were not going to be playing on the lines they should have. But now today Canada's playing against Austria and two spots opened up. Matt Duchene and PK Subban are on it right now. And from what I see, Matt Duchene's looking pretty good out there right now. So hopes up for him, and hopefully he has a good Olympics going for him.
Yeah, I hope he gets some time. And also in that last Avs game versus the Islanders, McKinnon had another goal, 22 goals on the season, 44 points, and he's only 18 years old. So I think that's pretty impressive as an 18-year-old.
That was very impressive for how old he is, the age. And that was a beautiful shot he had for that goal, just like what happened right now in this room.
Yeah, too bad you couldn't see this one. I just flicked the pen cap off, hit Max right in the face. So that was a laser of a shot, if I may.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone could solve that. Probably not even Semyon Varlamov.
And J.S. Seguer got the win in that game, saved 30 out of 32 shots, now 9-4 in the season, and the Avs improved to 37, 16-5, which is 79 points, good enough for third in the Central, which, like I said, it's going to be hard to take over St. Louis and Chicago, but I think they're doing very well keeping up with them.
Yeah, looking at the Central Division, you got to just think to yourself, the top 3 teams are just incredible. St. Louis, Chicago, and Colorado. And I got to say, going into the break, people were saying the Ducks are the team to beat. I got to say no. St. Louis Blues were the one that were taking names before the break. I think they're the team to watch with the possibility of a strong Stanley Cup run. And that is the biggest problem for Colorado right now in their division.
I agree. And what about the Islanders, though? They obviously lost to the Colorado Avalanche, but they have 52 points, dead last in the Metro Division. After making the playoffs last year, you got to wonder, it's a little disappointing for a team that had showed so much promise.
It's extremely disappointing for this team because you have such a high-quality name in John Tavares, who I believe would be one of the faces of the NHL, be up there with Sidney Crosby, Jonathan Toews, as the guys that you talk about on the NHL. He'd be up there if he was not with such a bad team. They had promise last year, but this season they aren't showing what they could be with Tavares and with the acquisition of Thomas Vanek, which kind of is the big controversy right now because he told them that he does not want to sign with them after being offered a substantial contract, which kind of is a low blow because John Tavares needs a guy to play with.
John Tavares is truly a team player. He would stay with that team forever, but what do you think about Vanek? Think it's right for him to leave?
I wish he wouldn't because he could fit perfectly with him and Tavares.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame him. Kind of like if you were being offered money offered money to play with the Pittsburgh Pirates when they're halfway in between the winning record of this year and the winning record of 20 years ago. If you were offered money 10 years ago, you would not touch that money with a 10-foot pole.
You bring up a good point there. Well, the Avs are back in action after the Olympics on Wednesday, February 26th, when they take on the Kings. The game's going to be on NBC Sports Center at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. The Kings versus the Kings this year, they are 1-1. If you want to, well, Avs won the first game 1-0 in OT, and the Kings won the second one 3-2 in a shootout. So, what do you think about who's going to win this one?
I think Colorado's going to come back and win. You have tons of players in the Olympics right now who are going to keep going, and your big guys are in the Olympics. The Kings also have their big guys in the Olympics, but I think Colorado's going to come back and be ready. Colorado is one of the teams that I can't wait to see come back after all this young talent to come back and play for us.
The Kings have been struggling. This might not mean too much since there's so much time since their last game, but as of their last game before the break, they're 2-8 in their last 10. They're not scoring any goals. The 2-8 for the Los Angeles Kings after 2 deep playoff runs in a row. I don't know what's going on there.
That is surprising because you have so many scoring weapons. Jeff Carter, Richards, Kopitar, and then you have goaltender Jonathan Quick, who is starting for Team USA right now because who delivered such a good performance on his first Team USA game. But right now, the Kings need to find that scoring touch.
Jonathan Quick's been standing on his head playing amazing, but you can't win games when you don't score goals. It's just not going to happen.
Those forwards need to step their game up if they want to have anything to get back in the playoff runs.
All right, now let's get to some Olympic talk, mostly focusing on our Avalanche players that are there for start of Team Sweden and their 4-2 win over the Czech Republic. And Gabe Langeskog named the alternate captain at only 21 years old. How impressive is that for a 21-year-old?
It's extremely impressive, even when you just look at the team's names that stand above him as such a veteran presence. Kronwall, Carlson, Alfredson, Sedin, and even Alex Steen. But with that injury to Zetterberg coming up, we might see a new captain rise. I don't believe they named one yet, but I would like to see Daniel Alfredson take the name.
Oh, he deserves it.
He's the leadership. The other day, he was the only player to score in the 1-0 win for Sweden.
Well, so far in 2 games, actually Sweden did play this morning, and they also won. I believe it was 1-0. I'll check on that in a little bit.
Yes, it was 1-0, and that was Daniel Alfredson who scored the lone goal.
Langeskog only has 1 point, which isn't bad, but I haven't had a chance to see him play live. Have you?
I did not get to watch the game. I saw the highlights. He was there most of the highlights, but he was not the one who was the big person to watch.
All right, let's shift our attention down to USA, the good old US of A, and Paul Stastny, 2 goals in a 7-1 romp over Slovakia.
It was not just the goals either. His offensive and defense perspective on the ice was incredible. He was the Avalanche player to watch on the ice all of Olympics so far. Team USA showed the best performance of any team I watched all Olympics with this 7 win over Slovakia. It was incredible. They shut down Zdeno Chara so fast and so easily. It was incredible.
Yeah, Chara really didn't do much, and the host of Brothers, who sounds like a plumbing company to me, can't really stand them. The host of Brothers, but how impressive you are, a 7-1 win over Slovakia. I mean, I personally think USA played fabulous, and I think Paul Stastny he looked like the best on the team, better than Kane and Backus. I think he looked amazing.
Looked incredible. He was insanely good, always a huge presence on the ice the entire time. But another player that I thought was a huge presence, Phil Kessel. Was beautiful.
Phil Kessel has got some speed that not many people I don't think know about.
Oh no, he's on the Toronto Maple Leafs, which a lot of people don't like the Leafs. We can all admit that. But right now, Phil Kessel has just been blowing it up for the Olympics. I mean, they've only played 1 game, but he might not have the looks.
No, he doesn't.
But the ice.
I have a picture up of him right now here. Phil Kessel looks like a mugshot that you'd get for a DUI. I mean, not the most attractive guy, but if you want to play like that, you can look however the hell you want.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You want to know something, though? Who got the looks of the family was his sister.
Oh, yes, she did.
She is gorgeous.
She got all of them. Kessel got the scraps.
Kessel got the skills to play in the NHL, but his sister, who's also actually on Team USA for women's hockey, who just have been demolishing lately.
Oh my God, yeah.
Throwing it down. I think she had a hat trick in that 9-0 victory
win over Switzerland. I believe you're correct.
She had a hat trick, which is just insane. She has looks and hockey skills. You do not find that in a woman very often, and when it works, it works.
But back to the men's team here. I think Team USA I think they are fast and physical, offensively gifted. I mean, I I'm going to admit, I didn't think they were going to be as good as they were last Olympics, but looking at the speed and the size that they have, they can give any team a run for their money.
I think they can. I mean, one of the best things to look at is who their team is. They have Zach Parise, Patrick Kane, Phil Kessel, JVR, Ryan Kessler, Ryan Sutter, who is one of the best defensemen playing in the league right now for the Minnesota Wild, and deserves all the attention he is getting.
Now, people were saying if Team USA had to play Canada again, that Canada would just run right over them. But I mean, you have Dustin Brown, Ryan Callahan. They play a physical, fast game. I think Canada has a lot more than they can handle.
Oh yeah, Ryan Callahan is one of my favorite players in the league right now. He might be on the Rangers, but his play is outstanding. He's a true leadership, shows true grit out there, and ready to play for anything. He'll take a shot to the face from a puck if he needs to. He is a man that will go out there and just do whatever he can to make your team win, and I respect that deeply.
I think USA showed the most determination of any team so far, and
Yeah.
I really think they're going to go deep. Let's shift our attention now to Russia, and Varley, only player from the Avs playing for Russia, got the win in their first game against, who was that? Jeez.
It was, you know what?
Oh, it was Slovenia.
It was Slovenia.
And basically just Kopitar out there. I mean, it wasn't anyone. The team wasn't too great, but they played them close. They only won 5-2, and some of those goals came late in the third. Were you impressed with Russia?
I was not
Neither was I.
very impressed. You have Evgeny Malkin and Alexander Ovechkin out there. Those are two of the biggest names in hockey, but yet you could not score more on Slovenia, who Anze Kopitar was alone out there basically. They were not showing what they needed to win in their own home country.
At one point, it was a one-goal game for a good amount of time, and like I said, that 5-2 win, I mean, was a lot slimmer than it seems. A lot of those goals came later on in the third, but I said Ovi and Malkin played all right, but Datsuk, who just coming back from injury, he did not look too good from what I saw. He was slow. I mean, he is coming back, but he's the captain. He's gonna have to get better if they're gonna go farther than they did.
Oh yeah, Pavel Datsuk was one of the greatest players that I believe of all time. His speed, skill is unmatched.
His puck handling is just too much to fathom.
No one can even focus of how good he is. But right now, he needs to get back to that top game to play with Ovi and Malkin. Those two guys right now are showing the best. And I think Malkin was the best player on the ice there. Ovi might have scored the goals, but Malkin was the guy there who was setting up, who was playing a great game all around. I think he adapted to that large ice, which really is the big thing right now.
It's difficult for a lot of those NHL players. They're not used to it. A lot of the guys that play in the Swedish leagues or the European leagues, they're used to this big ice. Mm-hmm. But it looks like Malkin fit right in there. Looked like he's been playing there his entire career.
Oh, yeah. Actually, going to this big ice thing, did you see that play McDonough had on the ice for Team USA, the defense, whenever he was sliding back and he he stood up and
pushed himself off
the wall perfectly to get himself to knock the puck away. That was amazing.
He slid into the boards and then pushed himself off of a lunge. That was pretty impressive there. Next up for Russia is Team USA. That is going to be Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Russia versus USA. Varley versus Stastny. What's your prediction?
Right now, I see Team USA winning at least, I'm going to say, 6-3.
Ooh, that's a bold prediction. I know Russia didn't do well, but you got to think they're going to have to turn it on. I mean, the pressure to win in their home country is enormous. I mean, you're the host country and you don't win, you can get more than heckled out there. Something else might happen to you.
That's one of the things I think Russia's not taking seriously. They aren't trying hard enough and thinking that this might be their home country, but still, I don't think they're taking it hard enough to actually take advantage of what the home field advantage for them.
Well, hopefully Stastny continues his great play. Wouldn't it be great if Stastny got a winner on Varley?
I really hope he does. I really hope you know what? I want to change my prediction. I really hope it's to a tie game. At the end of the game, Stastny gets a breakaway on Varlamov and scores.
Wouldn't that be great?
That would be amazing, and I would love to see the homecoming for that moment. That would be the best.
If Russia loses to the USA, there's going to be some questions for Russia.
There's definitely going to be some huge questions. Even if it's a close game, I don't know, man. There's going to be some questions.
And like we said, for Canada, Duchesne did not play, but I mean, you can't really blame him considering the talent this team has. Duchesne and Subban sat out, so that just shows you two great players sat out. That just shows you how deep of a team Canada is.
It's incredible that how deep they can go. But the one thing I got to focus on, their goaltending might be good, but their goaltending is such big names, but they're not the best goaltenders.
They're not.
And honestly, if you were to list of which team has the best goaltenders,
I was just going to ask you that.
Say USA would probably be the best with Jonathan Quick and Ryan Miller.
I'm going to have to agree with you. And according to most sites I read, NHL.com, a bunch of other sports sites, they're all saying USA has the best goalies, but a lot of people aren't giving USA a chance to even finish in the top 3. I looked at NHL writers' picks, and I think only one of the 9 had picked the USA to finish in the top 3. Everyone's given Canada, Russia, Sweden the top 3, but I mean after the first game, you have to give USA a.
People are saying it for Sweden, but the one thing is, I see Sweden as top 6 at the 6th position. I see Finland standing over top of Sweden, and
really?
I also see USA over there. I see Canada, USA, Russia, Finland, Sweden.
So what do you think if it did come down to it, say USA versus Canada? What do you think about that?
That's going to be the big question. It's going to be how strong the defense is for USA. Their goaltending's good up there, and with the goaltenders, Ryan Miller finally having a defense in front of him, Buffalo have nothing over there.
This is what Miller's been waiting for.
This is what he wants, a good team in front of him, which I think is when we come back, he's going to be traded somewhere. If not, Buffalo's going to have to pull something out.
Yeah.
That just to make him want to stay.
You got to feel for the guy. He's a world-class goalie. His skills through the roof. But when you have a team that scores 1 goal, 0 goals a game like that, you can't win. You don't get goals for saving shots. If they did, he might be able to win the game by himself.
I'm pretty sure that if Ryan Miller could play every position, he would.
He would.
He easily could play any position he wanted to.
But I would like to see a Canada-USA game. I see Canada, I think speed and skill. I see USA, I think speed, skill, grit, determination, size. I think they have everything. I mean, Crosby better keep his head up because Dustin Brown might put him right through the glass.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm worried about for Team Canada right now is Sidney Crosby out there. If you're just some guy from the KHL or some other league like that, what happens if one of them goes head first and takes a shot at Crosby?
Yeah, what do they have to lose? It's not.
What do they have to lose?
The fines for that KHL, I'm sure, aren't as hard as they are in the NHL. So
you can't.
If someone gets a shot at a superstar, they're going to take it.
You can't get the Shanahammer over
no
international
over here.
No Shanabands over in Russia.
All right, and we're going on here. What do you think? All right, after seeing all these games played so far, let me update you first here on the Canada game that they are playing Austria right now, and it is a close one, 6-0 over Austria. But I mean,
what a barn burner!
Did you imagine anything different?
Not really. In all honesty, even if Austria gets 1 goal, I'd be impressed.
That'd be great.
They had some good opportunities. They were so close twice for Michael Grabner. He was close to 2 goals, but both of them did not work out in the end for him, which is disappointing.
And what about Jeff Carter? Jeff Carter has a hat trick. I did not expect him to be a big contributor, but 3 goals?
I didn't expect him either. I mean, he has been playing pretty much on fire. You know what? I think it's just because he's been switching between the centers of Crosby and Taves. He's been switching.
When you play with great players,
when you play with those two, you can't really picture anything else. But I mean, he has been crazy with Crosby and with Taves. The whole thing is Carter has been switching lines with St. Louis, who has also been showing good offense. I'd like to see St. Louis continue to play with Crosby though. because St. Louis just
St.
works
Louis
well
is
with
great.
him.
Everything about that guy.
Team
World class,
player.
class act, everything.
Have you ever seen his legs? Like how they're like tree trunks.
And he's about 4 feet tall. That center of gravity, you're not knocking him over.
No way. It's like that guy's running on tree trunks that are standing on hyperdrives. It's insane.
Well, after seeing all these teams play, USA, does your opinion go up or down at them? Like, what do you think? Do you think less of them or more of them after seeing their first game?
I think more of them. After that first game, I really see more of them. They play with such determination. They have so many superstars on this team for Team USA, and I gotta think that's a plus because their head coach is Dan Bilesma for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Who does he work with? He works with a team of superstars. Look at him: James Neal, Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Chris Kunitz. He works with those guys. Those are 4 all-star players right there.
Danny B, Disco Dan, great choice for Team USA.
I thought it was perfect. I thought it was a perfect choice. And the thing, though, is just think, if he can take these guys to the gold medal game again, and if he wins the gold medal game, do you know how much he's going to come back with for the Pittsburgh Penguins? I think he's going to come back with that leadership up high, and everyone's going to be looking to him going, well, look at this. We have a gold medal game for Team USA, which no one thought would be possible, which I would love to see him come back. The Pittsburgh Penguins would be the force to be reckoned with.
Oh, well, as if they already aren't. I mean,
they already are. I think they still have like an 8-point lead over anyone in the Metropolitan Division.
Oh,
it's either 8 or 10 points.
I believe it's more, but I'll check up on that. But like I said, Canada, after watching their first game, I wasn't too impressed. But after a 6-0 win today, I mean, this is more of what I expected.
Yeah, it's more of what I expected, but I mean, still, it's against Austria. I expect more from them, too.
Yeah.
It's kind of, if you think about it, it's kind of both ways. They showed a little bit sluggish in the very beginning of the first game, then got much better. They did the same thing this game. They showed sluggish in the first period, but became a dominant force after the second period.
Russia, we've only seen them play once, but do you think their stock has moved up or moved down or stayed the same?
For me, it stayed the same. Like, this is what I expected. I didn't expect them to play that well. After last Winter Olympics in Vancouver, not even medaling, not doing very well at all. They just got annihilated by everybody, which is kind of sad. Even though in Vancouver, they still had Ovechkin and Malkin and Datsuk. They still got destroyed.
I think it's maybe more their defense. I don't think people know that they don't have the best defense. Their offense is stacked. Goalies are usually pretty good, but
Russian defenders are hard to come by.
Yes, they are. And a lot of them are offensive, so they can get caught up in the play and no one gets back. I mean, that's one thing I think Russia's really going to have to focus on.
And it seems too that there are a lot of big guys, offensive guys, but none of them have that much speed. Datsuk has the speed, but he's the only one of the few that has the speed on the team.
And like we mentioned before, I did not get a chance to watch Gabe Landeskog in Sweden play, but I mean, I think from what I saw, they played well, and I really did not look at their roster too closely, but their depth, you could read off the names, and people go, oh, how many players are actually from Sweden, from the NHL? And there are more than the average person could imagine.
Oh, I know. It's incredible. Just mind-blowing. But I would like to throw in the hat here. I know we don't have any Avalanche on this team, but I would like to say we better watch out for Team Finland, because who they have is just pretty crazy too. Teemu Selanne,
Angel Slender,
Jussi Jokinen. It's just
I believe Mata had a goal in the first game. Yes, he did.
He did have a goal.
Good for him. I'm glad he made the team. He deserved it.
Yeah, easily. At 19 years old too. It was actually funny. I was watching a story on him the other day that they were interviewing a bunch of players. So they were interviewing a bunch of rookies, asking them, what were you doing 5 years ago? And they showed all these guys basically just being, I was playing in juniors. They get to Olli Mata. I was sitting on the couch hoping to go join the juniors. And I thought that was hysterical. The dude's 14, 15, and he only just started playing hockey, and he's this good. It just makes me feel so much more lazy.
I know. It makes you feel bad about yourself. I mean, you're watching an 18-year-old making that much money, having that much success at such a high level, which is, it's amazing. But looking forward to our Avalanche players playing in the Olympics, like I said, Saturday, United States versus Russia, which I think has potential to be just an amazing game. I really do. And what did you say? You said your prediction was what? 6-3?
5-4.
5-4?
I'm going
5-4, 5-4?
More 5-4.
Yeah, I'm hoping, Stasny getting a game winner on Varley would be something.
Even better breakaway.
And then also on Saturday, a little bit later in the day, it'll be Gabe Landeskog in Sweden taking on Latavia. I mean, you got to think Sweden's had this one in the bag.
Yeah.
And also after that, Russia will be playing Slovakia on Sunday morning. And Russia, it's a game they should win, but I mean USA. And USA will be playing. USA will be playing Slovenia also on Sunday, a game that you got to think USA should easily win. Paul Stastny, and then Canada, maybe Duchesne can get in there. This is the game on Sunday against Finland, and that one I'm not gonna say Canada has it in the bag. I think those should win, but I think it's gonna be pretty close.
I do too. Man, it's just too close to call. Canada and Finland. I'd like to see Finland come out on top of that and finish them off.
I would.
I love the pun there. Copyright that for how many times it's been used.
Yep, the
Finland finishers. Olli Mata and UC Jokinen for Pittsburgh, man.
All right, so if you had to pick right now, you had to pick a gold. Who do you think is going to win the gold? Your prediction for gold medal on the spot right now.
On the spot, after seeing the first games, Team USA.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
I'd love it.
I
love it.
would want it too, but I think it's going to be very difficult. But like I said, after that huge win, I'm hoping it wasn't just a fluke. We'll be able to tell when they play Russia, a team that's a little bit more gifted in the host of brothers. I really think USA look just all around. I mean, everything about them, the speed, the size. I mean, they are. You better keep your head up. I mean, it's a big team, like size wise. Suter is a tank on skates out there.
Oh yeah, I love him. High quality player.
Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for us here on the Yeti Cave Radio Show. I'm Alex Nicholas.
And I'm Max Willis.
Join us next Friday about the same time. We'll be talking more Olympics and looking ahead to the Avalanche season. And go Avs go. Oh, it's 27 minutes.
Really?